Hello, welcome to Miss Clark Reads to You. We're picking up on the Kindle version of Tuesdays with Morrie. We are still in the syllabus. It is 1994. Morrie has just received news that he is dying of ALS. He does decide to teach his final college course at Brandeis University in the fall of 1994. But the idea of quitting did not occur to Morrie. Instead, he hobbled into the classroom, his home for more than 30 years. Because of the cane, he took a while to reach the chair, and finally he sat down and he dropped his glasses off his nose, and he looked out at the young faces who stared back in the silence. My friends, I assume you are all here for the social psychology class. I have been teaching this course for 20 years, and this is the first time I can say there is a risk in taking it, because I have a fatal illness. I may not live to finish the semester. If you feel this is a problem, I understand if you wish to drop the course. He smiled, and that was the end of his secret. ALS is like a lit candle. It melts your nerves and leaves your body a pile of wax. Often it begins with the legs and works its way up. You lose control of your thigh muscles so you cannot support yourself standing. You lose control of your trunk muscles so that you cannot sit up straight. By the end, you are still alive. You are breathing through a tube in a hole in your throat, while your soul, perfectly awake, is imprisoned inside a limp husk, perhaps able to blink or cluck a tongue like something from a science fiction movie, the man frozen inside his own flesh. This takes no more than 5 years from the day you contract the disease. Morrie's doctors guessed he had 2 years left, and Morrie knew it was less. But my old professor had made a profound decision. Once he began to construct the day, he came out of the doctor's office with a sword hanging over his head. Do I wither up and disappear, or do I make the best of my time left? He asked himself. He could not wither. He would not be ashamed of dying. Instead, he would make death his final project, the center point of his days. Since everyone was going to die, he could be of great value, right? He could be research, a human textbook. Study me in my slow and patient demise. Watch what happens to me. Learn with me. And Morrie would walk that final bridge between life and death, and he would narrate or tell the story of his trip. The fall semester passed quickly. The pills increased. Therapy became a regular routine. Nurses came to his house to work with Morrie's withering legs, to keep the muscles active, bending them back and forth as if pumping water from a well. Massage specialists came by once a week to try to soothe the constant, heavy stiffness he felt. He met with meditation teachers and closed his eyes and narrowed his thoughts until his world shrunk down to a single breath, in and out, in and out. One day, using his cane, he stepped onto the curb and fell over into the street. The cane was exchanged for a walker. As his body weakened, the back and forth to the bathroom became too exhausting. So Morrie began to urinate into a large beaker. He had to support himself as he did this, meaning someone had to hold the beaker while Morrie filled it. And most of us would be embarrassed by all this, especially at Morrie's age. But Morrie was not like most of us. When some of his close colleagues would visit him, he would say, "Listen, I have to pee. Would you mind helping? You okay with that?" And often, to their surprise, they were. In fact, he entertained a growing stream of visitors. He had discussion groups about dying. what it really meant and how societies had always been afraid of it without necessarily understanding it. He told his friends that if they really wanted to help him, they would treat him not with sympathy, but with visits, phone calls, a sharing of their problems, the way they had always shared their problems, because Morrie had always been a wonderful listener. For all that was happening to him, his voice was strong and inviting, and his mind was vibrating with a million thoughts. Beautiful hyperbole. A million thoughts. He was intent on proving that the word dying was not synonymous with useless. Okay, that's pretty powerful for this syllabus. Dying is not useless. Boom. This is going to be one of our main ideas that is going to extend throughout this entire memoir. The new year came and went. Although he never said it to anyone, Morrie knew this would be the last year of his life. He was using a wheelchair now, and he was fighting time to say all the things he wanted to say to all the people he loved. When a colleague at Brandeis died suddenly of a heart attack, Morrie went to his funeral, and he came home depressed. "What a waste," he said. "All those people saying all those wonderful things, and Irv never got to hear any of it." Morrie had a better idea. He made some calls. He chose a date. And on a cold Sunday afternoon, he was joined in his home by a small group of friends and family for a living funeral. Each of them spoke and paid tribute to my old professor. Some cried. Some laughed. One woman read a poem, "My dear and loving cousin, your ageless heart, as you move through time, layer on layer, tender sequoia." Morrie cried and laughed with them, and all the heartfelt things we never get to say to those we love, Morrie said that day. His living funeral was a rousing success. Only Morrie wasn't dead yet. In fact, the most unusual part of his life was about to unfold. And what a beautiful metaphor, because the unfolding here is like a gift. It is a gift. It's like each day something is going to be unwrapped that will be unusual. And when you think about the word unusual, the prefix "un" means not. So not usual, unique, special. I'm going to stop there, and then I'm going to come back and we will read about Mitch Albom, who is the student. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to reading to you again. Have a good day.